Hello and welcome to Cruise Control. This is Abbas with you, and today I'll have another guest on the show with me from the State Audit Institution. Now, I had one guest a few days back, and I know you must be wondering, Abbas, what are you up to? Why are you getting audited? But hey, I'm just here to spread awareness, and to spread that awareness, I won't be doing that alone. I'll have Dr. Hamyar Al-Mahrouki, who is the Director of Media and Communication, State Audit Institution. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for inviting us, Mr. Abbas, to talk about the State Audit Institution in promoting integrity and combating corruption.
And you know, my first question is about that what are some of the duties that State Audit Institution performs in promoting integrity and combating corruption?
Well, before we get into the answer, it is really important to highlight that State Audit Institution has been assigned the tasks of Anti-Corruption Authority and following up the implementation of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. As per the resolution of the Council of Ministers after the Sultanate accession to the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, pursuant to the Royal Decree number 64 by 2013.
Okay.
Consequently, State Audit Institution's role stems from this task, and it has been exerting notable efforts in this field with the collaboration of the concerned entities, in the government.
Right. And yes, you also work on behalf of the public fund, right?
Yes.
So, what are the means issued by the legislator to protect the public fund? Can you fill me in on that?
It is a very interesting question, actually. And to answer that question, we need to say that there are many laws issued by the royal decrees that support the role of the State Audit Institution. These laws provide a State Audit Institution with a legal framework to be performed its duties. The means of protecting the public fund can be divided into penal protection, civil protection, and administrative protection.
Right.
For the first type, it is the criminalization of acts that lead to a crime against public fund, such as embezzlement and bribery. While the civil protection is concerned with the prohibition of disposal, seizure, and possession of public fund by prescription. The administrative protection, dear brother Mr. Abbas, is represented in the administrative measures taken by the administrative body to protect and preserve public funds from any misuse.
Right.
Yes.
Now, so you have your own internal standards, then there are external standards. So how is SAI collaborating with the international and regional institutions for combating corruption? State Audit Institution works in collaborating with many international and regional institutions to strengthen the efforts made in promoting integrity and combating corruption, included but not limited to its collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, and the participation with the international and regional entities, sharing the Sultanate's best practices in this field and exchanging experience with them. And what are the efforts exerted by SAI in following up and monitoring, for example, the international indicators in combating corruption?
Yes, very good. I
did my homework before I came here, so I gave it a read. And,
you have prepared yourself well. Thank you for that. As the Corruption Perception Index, which is CPI, is highly linked with the State Audit Institution work, SAI works on monitoring the results of this index and preparing an analytical and descriptive reading on its results. SAI is also a member in the National Competitiveness Committee. So membership in this committee enables the State Audit Institution to contribute positively in this area.
Right. And now I can call it SAI. I've been saying SAI all this while. So I'll just call it SAI now. And what are the procedures taken by SAI to deal with administrative and financial violations?
In the light of each case, SAI follows a set of legal procedures. First, SAI requests from the concerned entity to further investigate with the responsible employee and take precautionary procedures. In addition, it is crucial to keep SAI updated with the procedures taken by the concerned entity in dealing with the case. After conducting the investigation by filing a report to SAI containing all details of the case, including any decisions, if any.
I'm from an audit background as well. So, I know what are financial disclosures, but our listener out there might not know about it. So can you tell me a little about financial disclosures and how important it is in relation to SAI's work?
Very good. The financial disclosure is the disclosure of all movable and immovable positions, as well as those possessed by spouses and minor children, such as cash, real estate, and movable funds. In addition to the sources of income and commercial activities, including shares, bonds, and shares in companies and bank accounts, whether inside or outside the Sultanate. Okay, this financial disclosure are concerned a role of preventive audit, and it can help actually in setting up the principles of transparency and integrity. In addition, Brother Abbas, it is a way to protect the public fund from waste and misuse.
Okay, so, well, Dr. Mahrouki, what we'll do is we'll take a short break now, okay? And once we come back, I have a few more questions to ask you because you're bringing back my corporate side, okay? Bringing back the days when I used to work for audit. So, these are the questions that just popped into my head, but we will play some music, come back, and then I'll ask you those questions. For now, let's all sit back, relax, and enjoy this next track coming right here on Cruise Control. Welcome back, fellow cruiser. Abbas with you, and today, like I told you, I have a guest with me. I'm not alone. It's the one and only Dr. Hamyar Al-Mahrouki, who is Director of Media and Communication, State Audit Institution, and he is here with us telling us about what are the roles of SAI to combat corruption, how they investigate, what are the procedures they implement, how do they keep up with the international as well as local standards, and all those questions are done, but I have a few more questions, and Dr. Mahrouki is kind enough to answer all those questions. Welcome back, Dr. Mahrouki.
My pleasure, dear brother, Mr. Abbas.
So now jumping to the questions, what are the offences related to the public fund and public office that are stipulated in the penal code?
These, the offences mentioned, as you said, are counterfeiting, misuse of position. In addition, breach of job duties. Furthermore,
breach of job duties as well.
All right, and abuse of power as well. Also, disclosure of, secrets. Bribery.
Of course, makes sense.
And embezzlement. Theft of public fund, and finally damage to public fund and transgression of public funds.
And just for a listener out there, just from my experience, what I've learned, that bribery sometimes can be very tricky. It's not very out in the open that here you go. Sometimes it might be in a form of gift, if I'm not wrong. And it might be considered as a bribery. Sometimes the person taking the bribe isn't even aware that he's taking a bribe. But because of all the codes and rules and regulations that are in place, even from other audit standards, they kind of prohibit you from taking any gift of significant value that can influence your decision. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sure. I agree with you. And actually, it is not an easy job.
It is
to identify that. But we actually trained and educate our, auditors in order to find out this offences. Actually, also we have a collaboration with the concerned entities in order to control this task effectively. Yes.
Now jumping on to the next question, and this will give us a background that what is a role of a government official. So what are the obligations of the government official?
I think that it is a very important point to be highlighted, that the government official should prevent any misuse of public fund and immediately inform the concerned authorities of any proven violations. In addition, he should also submit an annual disclosure to State Audit Institution, which should contain all the transactions with the governmental units and the establishments in which the government owns more than 40% of the share capital. It's really important that he submits a financial disclosure to the state audit institutions.
What are some of the efforts exerted by the Sultanate of Oman in combating corruption?
Actually, Brother Abbas, the Sultanate of Oman pays a great attention to the field of combating corruption and has been always working to strengthen its roles in this field. I mean, it has access into many international conventions, such as the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, which we have talked about, I mean, at the beginning of the interview. This was under the Royal Decree number 64 by 2013. And the Convention on Combating Bribery of Foreign Public Officials in International Commercial Transactions under Royal Decree number 41 by 2016. The Sultanate of Oman also formed a group of experts to review the implementation of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, which is, a required procedure. On the other hand, regularly, the Sultanate of Oman ratified the Arab Convention Against Corruption by Royal Decree number 28 by 2014. It is also present in conferences and meetings held at the level of the Arab Convention Against Corruption, aiming to exchange expertise and learn the best practices from other countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information that goes in there. Now, you also need to know that all these rules and regulations, they're also backed up by the Royal Decree. Now, apart from, say, raising awareness on cruise control, right? This is also raising awareness about the integrity and accountability. It is a part
of raising awareness, yes.
Yes. So what's SAI's role in raising this awareness?
Actually, since its establishment, the State Audit Institution is keen to disseminate the value of promoting integrity among the society. Thus, it has organized many awareness symposiums for government entities and for members of the society, highlighting SAI's role in promoting integrity and combating corruption. Because actually, Brother Abbas, we do believe in the State Audit Institution that the effective partnership with the society enables the organizations to play a positive and important role in protecting the public fund.
Of course.
Therefore, and also we believe that it is the right of the society to know about our efforts in order to work with us in this area.
Dr. Hamyar Al-Mahrouki from the State Audit. He is the Director of Media and Communication, and it was a pure pleasure having you on Cruise Control and telling us about SAI's role.
Thank you very much, Brother Abbas. And finally, I would like to say that we believe that protecting the public fund, it's not the State Audit Institutions, task. It is all of us task.
It is indeed. Fighting corruption is everyone's role.
Yes, sure. And we invite everyone in the society to follow our accounts in the social media, as well as going through the website to know, which is available, in both in English and Arabic, to know about our activities and to know, how can they, work with us in doing this, important and national task to protect the fund of the country.
Well, you heard the man, Dr. Mahrouki from State Audit Institution. Thank you so much for joining me. And you there, don't go anywhere, because I've got some music coming your way along with a game called TFM Kickoff. I'll be explaining the game and also playing the game in which you stand a chance to win a dinner voucher from Hormuz Grand. So stick around, because I'm doing exactly that until 7 p.m. right here on Cruise Control.